What's up, Jack?
What's up?
Got a minute, Jack?
Nope.
What's up, Jack?
I found some information on where Solid Snake is interred.
So,
I've located
interesting
where
note about this particular call is that if you don't save in between here and where the call actually happens when you get into Shell 1 core, you know, it shows up when you go into the Shell 1 core.
Right.
You sound disappointed.
I guess.
Interesting.
I guess I was kind of hoping to meet the legend in the flesh.
I get you. But it looks like he's not...
I
I
actually...
don't know what that means exactly.
Well, it doesn't really mean anything, but you're going to hear this call one way or another. So I think I was putting up practice saves for a speed run. Wow, when I figured that out, and I was really concerned because the call didn't show up in the Shell 1 core, and I'm like, wait a minute, something is supposed to happen here. Why isn't it happening? And then I realized a moment later. So for the next couple of videos, I am going to be fighting my controller. That is not me moving left.
I don't believe it until I see it. For real.
You should... I mean, I'm sitting here wrestling my controller when I'm playing MGS2, because otherwise Snake or Raiden will just, you know, they want to go left.
Shell 1's core has extremely
Maybe there's
tight
something
security,
interesting to the left.
impersonating
Maybe you should let them
personnel to
go see where it
infiltrate
goes,
the
Python.
section for a
I mean, I did, but all Snake did was,
proper
like,
field
flatten up against the wall.
from the ninja.
It's pretty cool.
Allow you to blend in, but you still need one more thing.
Also, I
It
feel
will
like there's
look
something missing
suspicious if
from
you're not
this
carrying the
video.
standard equipment. All
Can't quite put my finger on it.
are equipped with
I don't know, man.
74 U's. Select your own AK when you're in disguise.
Sure, I'll figure it out eventually.
I'll give you a helping hand with that. So we're missing Shin Dragon today, just like we were missing you for the last video. We were having some scheduling difficulties over the past few weeks, so we're kind of making do with what we can. Shin will probably be back for the next video.
Do you read me? What's up, Raiden?
Just like I was
Just
missing
ran
last
into
week.
a guy decked out like a ninja.
A ninja?
Yeah. Do you know anything about this?
A ninja.
Can you try that costume, freak?
I don't know.
Who could that
The
be?
colonel told me to follow the guy's instructions.
And like a good soldier, you'll do it, right? I'll let you in on a little secret, kid. The ninja
Like
that
a
was
good
publicized
soldier,
in
I'll
the
do what
Shadow
I'm
Moses
told.
incident no longer exists. The guy you met has no connection whatsoever with the incident.
And how do you know that?
Because I do.
Huh?
Just be careful who you
The guy might have died right in front of me. Maybe. I don't know. It's all so fuzzy. Anyway, we gotta go to our favorite place in the Citadel, Strut F again.
Citadel.
Yes, the Citadel. I'm Commander Shepard.
Wait. Grayfawks?
Oh my god. So our second trip to Strut F is much less eventful than the first one. Coming in from the top is actually a whole lot easier, I find, than coming in from the bottom. It's just like that one side is dumb, and I don't like it.
Also, Raiden is doing his best enemy soldier impersonation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this
Despite
is
not having the right weapon for it. Oh, and speak of.
yeah, this isn't gonna do me much good.
If you wear an enemy's
Around here,
and carry an AK,
as Snake will, I mean Pliskin will shortly
listen up, kid, and
explain.
Don't forget this. Only the guards in Shell 1's core are armed with AK.
If you have an AK, you can
Others are
blend
armed
in.
with the
You can
AK-94, the
become
official rifle
one
of
of
the Russian
them.
army. If you hope to disguise yourself,
You
as
got a
an enemy,
PSG-1.
you wanna be carrying
Hurry up and go save Meryl.
Shell 1's core. All right.
All right.
Wait, Pliskin, how do you know who Meryl is?
Since we, I forget. Oh, the ninja. The ninja gave us the shell or the level 2 card, so now we can access a few more places within the Strut F here. So we're gonna take advantage of that, and we're gonna find a couple of things that you don't actually normally see when I play the game. Fox?
Wait, ninja?
No, we'll see the ninja. I mean, we don't. You're right. We don't see him very often, but we'll see some items that you don't get to see very often.
Fantastic.
Requesting backup.
Communications with Stranav have ceased.
And because he shot his walkie-talkie, of course, you know, that call never happened.
Technically, no. I mean, it kind of did, but only so far as to give us a caution instead of an alert.
Which basically what that means is just something might have happened, but they won't believe the guy that called it in.
Pretty much. And
It's like everyone is a troublemaker. They just don't believe any of the soldiers.
yeah, so I'm going to be speeding up. Yeah, claymores. I've got a lot of them actually because I cleared out the EF bridge of them. I don't think I'm going to use any more. I mean, I used them on Fat Man to kind of show off how to beat him in other ways than the usual way. But,
Oh right, I was going to say I didn't see Fat Man. And I remembered I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah. So, if you choke this guy out, but don't go all the way until his neck snaps, he gets knocked out. It's pretty handy. This one in particular didn't even get the chance to call.
It's one of those speedrun tips.
I mean, I would say yes, but no, not really. If you're choking someone out who isn't Emma, then you're doing something wrong.
Sometimes you just got to choke a guy out. How else are you meant to vent those pent-up frustrations that you've gotten because of Rose, probably?
Definitely Rose. The #1 cause of frustration in this game.
M4.
M4. Yep.
That is a gun I've never seen before.
Yep.
Get it?
It's actually the model of the M16, so I'm kind of confused.
It's not the M416?
There might be an M4 variant that looks like the M16, but I wouldn't know. I'm not that well versed in it.
I mean, every gun nut is now going to correct me because I'm pretty sure I got that wrong. I don't think there's such a gun as the M416.
M4A1, perhaps?
Maybe that one? But you're probably wrong as well, so you know.
Well,
You've just entered into this.
I'm going on what I know from Modern Warfare, alright? The M4A1 was... It looked nothing like the M4 here.
Ah yes, Modern Warfare, known for its accurate gun portrayal.
Well, maybe not how the weapon performs, but definitely the way they look. They've at least done that sort of research.
Well, that's about it, because it performs nothing like the real one, and also it sounds nothing like the real one.
And that was actually the point when we entered into the strat where that call would have shown up if I didn't save and hear it early.
I have to ask Python, this game got really avant-garde when you started playing from the perspective of a soldier.
Oh?
Yeah, I mean, first you play as Snake, and then you play as Raiden for a little bit, and then you play as this random, nameless soldier.
You're right. You're absolutely right. We didn't even know a thing about this guy.
Weird game. Kojima really was trolling.
So hey, there's the BC bridge, the one we saw get blown to shit.
By Fortune.
By Fortune, yes.
Wow, I'm surprised I got that right.
That was the cutscene with the a dud.
Yes, definitely a dud.
I was trying to decide whether or not to go to B1 first, but then I'm like, no, that's just a waste of time. Nothing very interesting is said if I go to B1 first, so let's just do it the normal way. And then I'm fighting my controller. I'm sorry if you have epilepsy or seizures. I apologize.
I just think this soldier random soldier has some kind of OCD.
Konami eyes. What is
They're
Konami
always
eye?
watching you. Hey, I just saw someone's porno book on top of the
Yeah,
top of those lockers.
it's apparently magic because you can only see it from a certain angle. I'm not really sure why. And I can't remember how to get that thing. I think you just like blow it up with a grenade or something? I don't know.
That sounds like a very loud and quite alarming way to just get some pornographic material.
Well, you can go around and either kill or knock all these guys out. It's not something I'm interested in doing.
You have the directional microphone. According
I mean,
to our
I'd say that's fair
information,
enough, considering
Ames
3
has
of them
a
patrol
pacemaker.
a tiny
This would make
area.
his cardiac pattern fairly distinct. Use the directional microphone to locate it.
Hey, look, a parrot.
Mm-hmm. You can actually shoot it, and it'll alert the enemies, which is why I did not. Also, there's a nerd in here.
Time for a treat.
And some, casual self-promotion.
Oh, it's definitely Otacons.
What's up?
100%. Otacons
well-
everywhere.
It's close enough, alright? We'll call that close enough.
Also, I thought the reason why you wouldn't be able to shoot that bird would probably be because of some form of animal cruelty.
I guess. In universe, I think it's just because it's Emma's.
Oh. And it alerts the guards? Jeez, Emma, what have you been training your bird to do?
Hey, we
Alright.
managed to escape the elevator without fighting my controller again.
Retinol pattern.
Colonel, I
recognized.
managed to
You
get
are
out of
cleared to
the
enter.
elevator without dying.
Alright, so there's a very fast way of getting through this particular hallway, and I'm not using it. Because there's no reason to. This isn't a speedrun.
You're a rebel.
There's no reason to come into this room, unless you're low on supplies. I am currently not. Whoa!
Do you just run right through him?
Basically. I am just as shocked as you are that he did not, like, bump into me. Or rather, the other way around, I didn't bump into him.
Camera's just going... The camera's just going crazy in this bit. Just going back and forth.
Yeah,
Now, I don't know whether that guard is staring at that poster or what.
probably.
As we all know, every single enemy soldier is an absolute pervert in a Metal Gear Solid game.
And look at that timing. Isn't that just wonderful?
Retinol pattern recognized. You are cleared.
He held his face up to that retinal scan and it just made him so tired from all that work and he just passed out immediately. Poor guy.
The funny part is, he was about to open the door himself anyway. I probably didn't even need to do that.
So who are all these people?
Random... they're random people that were in the shell to listen to something the president was going to say, and then all this shit happened and the president got kidnapped.
Raiden, one of those hostages in there
And
is
no one
Ames.
supplied
The only thing
Raiden
we know is
with
that Ames wears a pacemaker.
picture of
His
some
heartbeat
kind,
should sound different
what the
from
president
other
looked
people's,
like.
So use the direction.
Well, we're not looking for the president here. We're looking for his top Secret Service man,
Keep the microphone
Ames.
pointed toward him. Then
And we only realized we needed to go find Ames because the ninja told us to.
he should respond in some way.
What if it's the
You
wrong
know, if
person?
any other person said
The
that
guards
sentence
may
to me,
get
I'd think they were
suspicious and
crazy.
come running instead. Security could get tighter too.
Try to be sure before you take the risk.
Don't call out to a hostage with the action button until you're fairly sure that it's Ames.
Yeah, sure, Colonel, whatever.
Do make a mistake. Switch the microphone for an AK and get out of there before a guard gets suspicious. If you're discovered inside, they'll cut off your retreat and call in the reinforcements. You won't make it out of the room.
I beg to
The mission
differ.
will be over if you're discovered.
I am a master at this game.
For aims while deflecting the enemy's suspicion.
Good to see some random soldier decide to defect.
Right? So, this is a new game file. I know exactly where Ames is on this one. He will never change on New Game. It's when you start in New Game Plus and Plus Plus that it starts getting randomized and it's awful. But on the first round, he's always going to be behind that table back there. Because that's where he shows up in the cutscene.
Of course. It all makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Also, someone brought refreshments to this whole shindig. But we'll take a look at those later.
The
Yeah,
president's
we'll take a look at those later.
The president's going to say something. You're going to supply catering to this offshore oil rig. Or not oil rig, you know what I mean.
Yeah, cleanup facility kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's not there yet.
On B1 in the Shell 1 core.
How ominous.
I was looking for a specific character in here that wasn't Ames.
Was it Johnny?
Well, I mean, yeah, Johnny, but also... Here she is. Tell me, miss, what's your name?
Ames, aren't you?
My name's Jennifer.
Ah, thank you. You can actually get a room full of Jennifers here. I mentioned it with Shin, but I'm mentioning it for your sake as well.
Who's there?
Oh my god. He tripped you. On purpose.
He does. Yes. Because he thinks he thinks we're one of them, even though he can't see. Somehow. I don't know.
What a joke.
Yeah. Yeah, some nice apples, some cubes, and plates. Nice delicious meal of cube.
Oh, let me tell you, Cube has all the fiber you need.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so now that we're done screwing around, let's talk to Ames.
Raiden, no, it's not a gun, Raiden.
You must be Ames.
You're Ames, aren't you? You must be Ames.
And listen to me. I'm not a terrorist. I got in here using one of their uniforms. I'm taking off the...
Oh, you're telling me that random soldier's Raiden? I never would have been able to have told.
Wow. Told you about
He's so good at being stealthy.
Himself Mr. X, dressed like a ninja.
I see. Take this thing off me, will you?
That's gonna hurt. That's got... Ow. It's got hair on it and everything.
I'm Richard Ames.
Secret Service?
No, I was set in by the...
He didn't need those
Army
eyebrows
alone,
anyway,
just
it's
like
fine. Of course, Otacon knows exactly what's going on.
We have little time, so I'll be brief.
Yes, Otacon.
How about switching
I mean,
to
Ocelot.
communications first?
Nanocommunications.
Otacon probably does too.
Right, silence beats when it comes to
Probably. Ocelot is bored now.
Are
I
you on?
thought this was pay-per-view.
Do you really know where the president is?
Almost certainly. He was moved to the first floor of Shell 2's core section.
The first floor, the core of Shell 2. Is he still
Yes,
there?
right, and good work.
I don't know. I can't get a response.
You don't think he's been like the other hostages?
Well, he doesn't ask as many stupid
A
questions
hostage
as
was
Snake,
killed
so
in
that's alright then.
retaliation after the SEAL 10 disaster, remember?
What are you talking about?
I guess you could write that off as, oh, he's just trying to remember, and using his own voice to remember it.
What makes you so sure?
It's like
The
that thing
case.
where if you want to remember someone's name, the
Right.
first time you meet
The
them,
case
you
won't
shake
do
their
a thing
hand,
by itself.
and you repeat their name to their
Case may be
face
the
3 times in a
single most
row.
advanced example of a weapon's failsafe.
As loudly as
The
possible.
password is nothing less than the
Yeah, and
physiological
never letting go of their hand, right?
And maintain eye contact the whole time.
The president's own
The wider the
Yeah.
eyes, the better the
Heartbeat,
remembrance.
brainwave pattern, blood pressure, and so on are constantly monitored and relayed by his internal nanomachines.
This information, along with the
Nanomachines?
DNA pattern, serve as a biometric password.
Nanomachines, son.
Unbreakable even by the latest parallel processor supercomputers. The password entry itself cannot be performed unless brainwave patterns
Oh, Ames could
fall within normal parameters.
seriously just talk and talk and talk.
Of coercion impractical. In other words, the login must be made of the president's own free will.
Then again, this is kind of a recurring theme in MGS2 where the characters just go on and on and on about the dumbest random things.
Can't harm the president.
At least until the bird flies.
Is there really a new model of Metal Gear here?
Absolutely. The black case
Well,
serves as the
Ames
launch
is
key to Metal Gear as well.
pretty
Why
smart
would they
for
hide
just a
Metal Gear in
bodyguard.
an offshore plant?
I'm gonna guess
Haven't they
he's
told you
CIA or
The
FBI or
entire
something
thing
like
was
that.
planned.
Former.
The oil
Well, he already mentioned
Homeland
he's
Security.
part of the Lalo.
specifically for the development.
Well, maybe not part of it, but maybe not part of it, but definitely on the payroll, you know?
What's going on around here?
Wait.
Right.
So he actually knows more about this whole situation than Raiden does, which is kind of sad considering Raiden is
Use the microphone.
the one doing everything.
I mean, I feel like most people know more than Raiden does.
Jennifer probably knows more. So yeah, we're just going to completely avoid that conversation. In fact, it's something I just noticed here is that it pauses while you're off gallivanting, listening to Johnny. So we're actually not going to miss anything. I thought I was going to have to do another take of this and grab the entire conversation, but no.
Come to think of it, that commander chick really reminds me of someone.
Poor Johnny. He very irritable bowels,
She's like her.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a time I'd like
and
to play
his bladder is like the size
Jack
of a legume.
was on me. When I think about it, that's when everything started to hit the skids.
He's an unfortunate man.
Shame. Up to that
Who
point,
knows how he's
it
lived
was
this
gonna
long?
be a lead course.
Blind luck.
Still, that Russian crew is a pretty decent bunch. The president's escort guys get on my nerves, though. Oh, whatever. For now, just gotta hang in there.
Thank you, Johnny, for narrating your restroom experience.
Just in case someone's listening in with the DCIM, I'm going to narrate my bathroom experience.
Getting rid of him ourselves.
Why did he betray us?
Anyway, back to the main feature.
They're a band of lunatics
course.
to begin with. Nothing they do should come as a surprise.
I'll have his background rechecked, just in case.
You think he was working for them?
We can't discount the possibility, especially with that intruder still at large.
So, the directional microphone
The
is...
man in the sneaking suit.
It's interesting.
About those suits than I do.
I mean, fairly obviously, it's gonna be louder the closer you are to who's speaking. But trying to get everyone in the room to speak at an equal volume is nightmarish.
Damage to Shell 2.
The circulation system for the contaminated
Well, it
water
makes
is
sense.
damaged. The water being drawn in is overflowing.
The fact that it's picking up
Lower block of the
just
system
them
section
and
is
not
flooded.
everyone else in the room
Seal the
breathing
connecting pathway between
nasally is kind of amazing.
The Simtex sensors are already in place.
Any effect on
You know,
it?
pretty sure it would pick up a fly if it buzzed
about
right
the
in front of it.
The password
Oh, definitely. It'd probably be very deafening, too.
in 1 hour will
Especially considering it can hear beyond that glass pane and everything.
be done after that.
Make sure you keep him alive until then.
Very sensitive microphone.
What about the unit's activation?
Also, I believe I believe they said the fat man
The
is
code has already
dead, but
been entered. All we
did
need
you
now is for the girl
kill
to
Fat
start
Man?
the system.
The usual
Nope.
method, I assume?
No.
so they just kind of wrote him off as dead.
Took care of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, they're rude like that.
Boy, I'm sure sad that they cremated him.
Hey, the blood's on their hands, not mine.
I mean, not just because, you know, you gotta think of all that
I cannot even guess.
What about you?
melted fat,
Better looked into.
Olga, don't cast
like a
suspicion.
human candle.
Please continue.
Where
when you watched my
I know, I'm
father
just
die
saying,
and did nothing.
you know,
It's been 2 years ago.
that's gonna be a big fire.
I read the case file for Shadow Moses, by the way.
Olga, how could you suspect me?
I know that the ninja is not one of my men.
Olga?
Painful you make
No.
that sound. If Sergei were still alive.
Not one of her men, but what about one of her women?
I wouldn't need to take orders from you.
Sergei was my best friend.
What happened to
If you
Olga's
sell us out,
Olga's
I'll
child?
kill you myself.
Listen, daughter of Sergei.
That will be explained later in the game, actually.
Pointed at me again.
Is that Ocelot?
I mean,
If you wish,
yes.
I'll put a bullet in your back instead.
Does she know?
I took you both in
I have a
when no
question.
one
Does
else
she
would.
know that
You think
Ocelot
any
killed her
government
father?
would have you as irregulars in this political
She
kind
Suspects.
of wet works, maybe. But even
she strongly suspects.
recommend against switching cabs. You've nowhere left to go.
At this point, she and Snake have spoken to each other and maybe not trust each other, but at least they mutually respect. You know?
And of course, I'm assuming things would. Wait, you can't kill Olga. Never mind.
You cannot.
It's happening again.
This damn right arm. Liquid. It's almost as if it's having its revenge.
How much do you think we spent on that arm in Leon?
I just love the idea that, like, every time Liquid takes over Ocelot, he just bursts forth with, "Brother!" It doesn't matter where he is.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Something
He just
going on.
has to chew that scenery so badly.
Maybe that man's
Ocelot, I leave this place in your hands. I have the intruder to take care of.
Yes, King.
Which intruder?
Sound
though?
more annoyed. I don't know. See, that's the real question.
Is that really Solid Snake?
That's what he claims.
I thought Snake was dead.
Solid Snake did die,
That's a
but
pretty
he's also here in the
old
shell.
Snake, and also
Either he survived, or
doesn't
there
sound
are two.
anything like Snake. But this game told me it's Solid Snake, so I'm going to believe it's Solid Snake.
Yeah. Checks out.
Why he's hanging out with
What did you
Ocelot,
manage to
though,
catch?
who knows?
They said password input was complete.
They reconciled their differences.
You said the password entry
See,
to
my
the
theory
black
is he got
case
confused
had
like
to
I
be
did,
made by
but the other way
president
around.
willingly.
Wait, no.
That's right.
So this
Not the
means
other way
the
around.
president is cooperating with them.
It would be, yes.
Basically, he got confused like
Probably
I did.
tired of being a
He
puppet,
was just like, yep.
but it wasn't a smart move.
Ocelot,
to betray
Otacon,
us.
same thing.
A puppet?
We're running out of time. They will fire a nuke. You know what you need to do before then.
Fire the nuke. But it's nowhere close
Ocelot.
to the ransom deadline.
Where's all your
Ransom.
you talk about animes?
$1 billion in cash.
Babbling about. The nuclear strike is not a threat. It's been
And
the
on that note,
objective all along.
Ocelot basically
plan
is
to
just a
slaughter
giant walking
millions of
anime
people.
convention.
No, a high altitude
Oh, yes.
detonation. You've heard of the Compton effect?
Total disruption of electronic equipment caused by EMMA pulse.
Textbook
Emma
answer.
Pulse,
Well, when an average nuclear warhead goes off,
Yep.
the result is an electromagnetic pulse of up to 50
So-
billion megawatts.
Here's the drama bomb. Well, the first of very many in this game.
Thousands of volts per meter, and most electronic equipment will be toast in an instant.
And if you weren't paying attention, this one might actually catch you off guard.
The world economy stops functioning. It could mean the beginning of a global depression.
What, that they're trying to
That
set
isn't
off
their
an
aim.
electromagnetic
What they plan to
pulse?
do is liberate Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Pull it offline and turn it into
Well,
some kind of a
that more like that the ransom is not actually an objective for the terrorists.
Ocelot is coming. I'm going offline.
Wait, Sons of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Lalo?
Hurry.
No.
Okay.
It's a
That's
security
Solidus's group.
unlock doors of up to
Right.
level 3 security. Use it to get to shelter.
Also the subtitle of the game.
Take
Yep.
care of the president before they launch the nuke.
Brother!
He's coming here.
So in the original version, you actually had to wait out this entire
Pick up your
bit before you could move on, even if you equip the AK. But in Substance and later, you can just, equip the AK and everything's peachy.
to remove these. I'm ill, you see.
I feel like that would add a bit of tenseness to the scene if you swapped to your AK and you were like, oh god, is he gonna figure me out?
No need for denial.
Oh yeah. it worked in the original version, but I guess for the re-releases they assume that you've seen the game before. Or something, I don't know.
So they sent you in to keep tabs on him. Am I right? You. Sorry, Colonel. You failed to carry out your duties.
You'll never escape the Lali Lulelo.
Is that so?
It doesn't occur to Ames that maybe he doesn't want to escape the Lali Lulelo.
You tricked me. I understand now. Ocelot. You...
Fox die?
Hmm.
You, which team are you with? Show me your face. You know who he is.
No, he is not one of mine.
Identify yourself.
I like how he has to manage that hair flip.
Oh, he's too clever this time. No liquid this time to steal an arm from.
Hostages alive.
Nope.
It's Grayfawks.
Or something like that, yeah.
Obviously, because, you know, there's only the potential of one cyborg ninja ever in this video game.
I like how it's... They're basically firing at the sword.
They're so distracted by the flashiness of the sword that they are just shooting at it. They don't know what's going on.
I think it's like moths with night lights.
Colonel, Ames is dead. Looked like a heart attack.
Where have I heard that
However,
before?
we do at least know where the president is.
So there
I
really
wonder.
is a new type of Metal Gear in this place?
Apparently. We're still looking into it.
I've also been told that the nuclear strike was what the terrorists were after from the start.
And here's where Kojima wants you to start questioning basically everything you've heard up to this point.
Keeping from me.
I am not keeping back anything.
If you were questioning it from the start, then most of this shouldn't come as a surprise, though.
I'm pulling in all the favors I can to look into all this. Just be a little patient. Our priority.
I mean, I
is
still
to
have
deal
no
with
idea
the
what's going on,
president
so...
now. We can take it.
I'm not
If they
surprised.
Password entry and are preparing Metal Gear for a nuclear strike. Get to the president as soon as possible.
But the president is cooperating with them.
According to Ames, yes. But it's also true that they're about to get rid of the president. There's something else going on here. And the president may be able
Highly
to tell you what it is
suspicious.
when you see him in person. Once they get the confirmation for nuclear launch, they'll do it. You need to rescue the president before then.
Jack,
You see, the colonel before was all about the ransom thing and rescuing the hostages, and now he's like, well, apparently there's nuclear strikes going to happen, so it's obviously definitely going to happen.